I'm making this video about it's a topic I've already talked about at least once. And that's election of Donald Trump as our next president. This goes out to you Democrats, and especially to my family members who are still unhappy about that. You might think that you probably still think that Donald Trump is going to be a terrible president. But anyway, hopefully he does a great job. We'll see. But, since, hopefully you know that I didn't support him and still don't. But, however, if he could improve the economy, if he could get the economy a lot better than it is now, that would be awesome. I would love to be able to get a decent job, to get a great job for a change. 8 years ago, when Obama was elected president, I said he would do a terrible job, and he has. He's done an awful job as president. If you think he's done a great job, then you should have quit your job that you were doing and try to get another decent job. There are millions of people who have been suffering because of the person you supported, the person you voted for. I don't think that's going to happen now in the next 4 years. Millions of people will not be suffering because of Donald Trump president. Millions of people will not be on welfare and unemployment because of his stupidity, like it is for Obama. But anyway, let's see. When Obama was elected president, I said he'd be terrible, and he has been. He's been absolutely awful, and you probably don't think so because you have a great job or a great paying job, but there are millions of people like myself who graduated from college when Obama was president, and there weren't any great jobs. They were all crappy jobs, so therefore they had to take crappy jobs for the next, since he's been president, which is what I've had to do. I've had to take several crappy jobs because of Obama, okay? And I know you were like, oh, don't blame him, it's not his fault. Well, who should I blame? He's the president. He's the one that runs the economy, or I should say doesn't run the economy very well. If you support Obama, then you obviously didn't have to get a job since he's been president. And if he's been, if you've got a great job now, it's not because of him, that's for sure. But there are millions of people with college degrees that had to take jobs at McDonald's, and other places like that. They've had to take other crappy jobs because of Obama, because of his mishandling of the economy. The guy can't run a lemonade stand. Think about it. You're like, oh, he's great, he's awesome. Oh, you guys who love Obama. I shouldn't say what's really on my mind when it comes to Obama. So many people who are my relatives might not like that too much. But anyway, anywho, Obama's done a terrible job as president. You know, and a lot of you Democrats can't understand that. You can't understand how badly he's done. You know, I mean, can you imagine having a college degree and working at McDonald's or a McDonald's level type job after you graduate? Can you imagine that getting nothing but those kind of jobs the whole time after you graduate? You know, think about it. Think about working at the almost, you know, pretty close to the lowest level jobs. You know, think about what you would, how you'd feel about yourself, how you'd feel about yourself and your situation. You know, think about that. You know, here you have a college degree and you're still having to take any job you can get. You know, any job you can get. You know, I don't know. Think about that. Think about how you'd feel about yourself. You know, to work at a fast food place or a, you know, concession stand or something, you know, where they would hire almost anybody. They wouldn't quite hire anybody, but they're pretty close. Think about that. Yeah. Diet Dr. Peppers. So diet pop. Yeah, it's pop, but it's still diet. So, you know, and another thing is, you know, when it comes to elections, you don't get everything you want in every election. Some people you want to lose, and a few people, you know, a few people win who you wanted to win. And that's the way it is. That's with every election. You know, that's with every election. That's, you know, in some elections you get nobody to win who you want to win. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. You get nothing and you have to be happy with it. You have to go, okay, next time it's going to be, we're going to be on the winning side most of the time. That's the way elections are. That's the way every election is. Some elections you get nothing and you will like it. Well, you won't like it, but you get nothing and you will put up with it. You will deal with it. You will deal with it as an adult. An adult will say, okay, we don't like it, but that's the way it is. You know, if you don't like it, that's too bad. But yeah, I mean, you think Trump getting elected once is bad. What about Obama getting elected twice? Oh, good grief. Oh my gosh. It was bad enough when he got elected the first time, but the second time is just like, oh my gosh, what are you people thinking? You know, but to be honest, I mean, I don't know. I didn't exactly support Mittens either. You know, if Mittens would go away from public life, I'd be happy. I would be very happy if Mittens would just go away, just leave, just go away and not come back. That would be fine with me. Mittens is not, I would never vote for him. You know, I would never in a million years vote for him. you know, and that's maybe has to do with my bias against Mormons, but that's the way it is. You know, I he's too moderate. You know, he's too moderate and willing to work with Democrats too much, I think. You know, he doesn't fight for conservative principles as much as he should. But anyway, anywho, let's see. You know, but you Democrats, my siblings weren't happy with Trump. You know, the next 4 years are not going to be nearly as bad as they were for the last 8 years. Okay, for you, the next 4 years is not going to be as bad as the last 8 years have been for me. Okay, and especially since you know, May 2011 when I graduated. You know, you're not going to be working at some low wage, low, crappy job. You aren't going to be doing that. So why are you complaining so much? You know, quit complaining. You know, quit complaining. The next 8 years is not going to be, next 4 years, I mean, is not going to be as bad as you think they are. You think they're going to be horrible? They're not going to be. Mark my words. Mark my words. December 15th, 2016. And I think I said that right after election. It's not going to be that bad. You think it's going to be bad? It's not going to be that bad. All the terrible things you think are going to happen are not going to happen. They are not going to happen. Why? Because you've been lied to by the Democratic, by your party. Your party has lied to you, has outright lied to you and told you that, oh, Trump's going to do this, Trump's going to do that, you know, Trump's going to do the, you know, that all the terrible things that you think are going to happen are not going to happen. You know, that, you know, the Democrats basically lie to their people, you know, and they say it's going to be a lot worse than it could ever be, and it's not going to. But then again, why shouldn't I be surprised that people are so upset about Trump getting elected? You know, you put all your hopes and dreams in a politician, you're going to be disappointed if you do that, I should say. If you put all your hopes and dreams in a politician, a person, or a party, you are going to be disappointed every time. They're never going to be able to live up to what you want them to do, to how they should be, you know. And all the things about Democrats being for minorities and stuff, that's a bunch of crap. That is a bunch of crap. If you knew anything about history, and not the history that the Democrats have taught you, then you'd understand that. But since you don't understand anything about history other than what Democrats have taught you, you don't know crap. You know, I've got a degree in history from Valley City State University. Okay, not from the Republican Party, from Valley City State. Okay, almost all of the history I know has either been taught, you know, I've taught myself, or been taught from at Valley City State. Okay, so, which is, you know, not a wing of the Republican Party, which is teaching me, which taught me true history, what actually was the truth, and not lies that the Democratic Party teaches you. But, so anyway, you Democrats need to look up true history, not ones taught by your party. You need to read the history written by by historians that weren't weren't a part of the Democratic Party and didn't write it slanted in their direction. That's what you need to do. You need to study that and learn that, and base your political beliefs on that, on history that's true and not lies. Because I would be willing to bet that at least 95% of the history that the Democratic Party teaches about itself and the Republicans are complete lies. I bet there's 5% of the truth, okay? And 5% of it is true, and most of that is has a lot of the pieces left out to make it look like they're the good guys. Once in a while the Democrats might be the good guys, but most of the time they're not. So anyway, see you later.